Cathy Novello, class of 1983. Novello was honored as the 1983 East Coast Conference Player of the Year and MVP following her servitude as a team captain and pitcher hitter for Lafayette softball's ECC Finals run that season. During that campaign, she broke the single-season record for victories with 15. In her career, the history major finished second in pitching wins 35 and ERA 1.94. Novello ranks sixth all-time for strikeouts 199 and seventh for innings pitched 407 2/3 and strikeouts per game 3.42 while in the circle. On offense, she ranks fourth all-time in on-base percentage .433 and is sixth in career batting average .333.
Met Cathy about 40 years ago, and in a situation where she was a senior at Lafayette College, and I was invited down to campus to do some mock interviews by the education professor, Clay Ketchum, and it just so happened that we needed a social studies teacher at Penarjo High School. I was the principal of Penarjo High School, and we needed a softball coach and a basketball coach, and Cathy was really fit the bill for what we needed. And in checking references, I checked with Pat Fisher, who I knew the Fisher family very well, and I said, Pat, is it worth taking a chance in hiring Cathy Novello? And Pat's response was, her first response was, she's a racehorse. And it kind of took me back because I didn't really know what that meant. Never had somebody describe one of my candidates as that. And later on, Pat says, you'd be crazy not to hire her. And it was probably the best hire I ever made in my 25 years as a high school principal. And here we are 40 years later, and she had an outstanding career as an educator and one of the best teachers I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And now she's working with me at Lafayette in the education program. But looking at her statistics and her records and things like that, she certainly is deserving of the combination of her pitching and her offense. You don't find that very much in softball statistics, where you have somebody who excels at both, like she did. But I just knew her from her career in teaching, and for me, she deserves any accolades that she could get.
Novello recorded 9 shutouts in her career, including 4 in one season, to pair with 2 no-hitters. The scoreless opponents include Eastern, Allentown College, Seton Hall, Lehigh, Villanova, Princeton, Scranton, East Stroudsburg, and Rider. The 2 no-hitters took place against Eastern 3-0 on April 25, 1980, and versus Seton Hall 3-0 on May 1, 1981. As for individual season records, she holds 3 of the top 5 spots in lowest earned run average with a 1.52, 147 innings pitched in 1983, 1.81, 58 innings pitched in 1980, and 1.84, 118 innings pitched in 1981. Lastly, she ranks 5th in most strikeouts per 7-inning game with 5.43 in 1980. Alongside her history degree, she graduated from Lafayette with a teaching certificate in social studies. Novello furthered her education at rival Lehigh, where she earned her Master's of Education in 1998.
Well, she taught my own kids, and they had the utmost respect for her. And if you go back she had a 38-year career in teaching, and if you go back and ask students, who the teacher that they respected most, and the teacher that gave them the best guidance over the years, most would say that it was Cathy Novello. And any particular moment, she had her coaching moments and things like that, but the majority of what I've known her for is the fact that she was such an outstanding teacher who brought so much to Penarjo High School.
In May of her senior year, She was hired to teach social studies at Penargil High School and subsequently remained for 38 years. Over the course of that position, Mountain Lakes, New Jersey native taught advanced placement European history, world cultures, psychology, American government, and modern American history. She coached 6 years of softball and 2 years of basketball and served as the advisor to the National Honor Society and student government. Novello founded the Diversity, Tolerance, and Awareness Club and carried out duties as the Social Studies Department Coordinator for more than 20 years. Before retiring in 2021, she was awarded the Educator of the Year by Penargil School District. Novello currently resides in Northampton, Pennsylvania. She's been teaching Foundations of Education as a visiting professor at Lafayette since 2016.